All right, guys, day 4. It was lunch. Our next speaker up is Manhor, a returning speaker to the 21 convention. He spoke in 2007 when this event was, I don't want to say nothing, but pretty close, just totally starting up out of nowhere. And that meant a lot to me. He came back in 2008, did a killer job. Last year he was coming and he got pickpocketed and lost a lot of money. So that sucked. But he's back. He's back. It is the grand return of Manhor, and it is an honor to have him here. Thanks for coming again, man.
Cool, appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, last year I got pickpocketed at the airport and lost my ability to fly here, lost some money. It's all good, I'm back now. If you guys don't know me, what's up? On the stage. I have to be on the stage? Damn. Okay. I'm ex-military. I've been doing mixed martial arts for almost 20 years. Trained, mentored guys in all kinds of different areas. So this is just something I like to put myself into. Not necessarily my identity, but I definitely like to give to you guys. Today we're going to be covering 2 main concepts. First off, let's see here, asshole game. A lot of misconceptions in the community about this. Nobody wants to be an asshole. Nobody wants to delve into their dark side. Guys try to start negging a girl and they come across as just a prick. All of a sudden it just consumes them, and they're, all of a sudden their hatred of women comes out. They're like competing with women or anything like that. And we're also going to be discussing what seduction really looks like in a contrast to, say, what all the marketing jargon out there, all the pretty unicorn videos about, opening and the fly stuff out there, okay? Damn this thing. Okay, so like I mentioned, being an asshole or being a dick or having that harsh side to you, it's just a tool. It's not your identity. As a man, we have a range of behavior that we can fall into. I have my side that's kind of an asshole. I also have a super compassionate side. Like I said, I've trained and mentored guys in all kinds of different areas. Been doing it for a long time. So, it's not an identity. I'm not consumed by that. It's just being an asshole, just a tool that I can use from time to time, okay? Also, if you guys, I want to be able to explain it to you guys so you can actually use it rather than not understand it. Then you get out there in the field and you just get all negative, and then you just like fly off the handle. Either your state crashes or you start cussing a girl out or something like that. And I already mentioned here, opening guru style versus closing style. So this is like the best illustration I can make. So you have your typical guru, like you've got all that fluff material, like you come in, hey guys, let's get our nails done, right? So you got this whole range of like material for opening that opens well, okay? You can come in just hella high energy dancing and girls like hee hee, okay? But guys that actually fuck the girls they talk to, their range of how they come in is a little bit smaller, a little bit different area of the spectrum. Okay, and in actuality, a lot of this fluffy opening stuff some of these guys do actually takes away from their ability to have sex with the girl later. You're actually sacrificing that capability with her by doing that. Thanks. Okay, I'm gonna tell a story real quick. So I had a date with a girl I met online. And I would say, hey, meet me at the theater. So she gets there, I'm running late. I show up about 5 minutes late, and I see her like 20 feet away. So I march up to her, I grab her from behind like this, yo! And she flips out. She's like, ah! She's like, how'd you know it was me? What if it wasn't me? I said, I knew it was you. I don't really care, whatever. So it started out like she just was like freaking out. She was nervous. I went to buy tickets, and like she was standing there. I walk up to the counter to get them, and she does one of these, like one of these, right? Anyways, we go inside, watch the movie, and during the previews there was that movie Repo Men. You guys seen that? Jude Law, Forrest Whitaker. I can't stand the idea of an organization harvesting organs and then killing people when they can't pay. So I was like, fuck this movie. I would blow that shit up. If that ever happened, I was like angry. I was like, fuck this, right? So I'm like showing like this like side to me. I'm like, I was pissed. I was like, I can't believe this. Anyway, she like gets all kind of like excited. she kind of like leans into me, you know, like kind of start to snuggle. Well, I get closer, I grab her arm or something, I like rest it on my like dick, and she kind of like about a quarter through the movie, she started like rubbing it like this, and then she gets like more like kind of like more like, you know, like, hey, this is going down, and I'm like, all right, I know what's going on. So halfway through the movie, I said, you know what? Let's get the fuck out of here. I grab her like on the way back to her car, like I throw her against the wall. I'm like up between her legs, like making out with her and shit, like spiking her. Get her back to her car, and I bang the shit out of her in her back seat, and we don't even finish the movie. Okay, and thing is we'll talk with realness here. Okay, if these guys in the community had seen me start this thing out, they'd have been like, Manowar fucking sucks. They'd be on like Rev 31, you know, like Manowar, I saw him on a date and the girl was scared of him. He sucks so bad, right? But that's like, there's a realness to what goes on here. And the realness is that you're not always gonna get good reactions. Girls are gonna be all kinds of different states of mind. You're dealing with real life here. You're not dealing with some kind of fairy tale, magic land, Pua fairy tale here, okay? Deal with it all. That is what this is about. This is not about, you know, having a pretty little encounter. This is about just having the flexibility and the range as a guy to deal with anything that you see. As far as leading, you know, a lot of guys see leading as, I was dominant and I told her what to do, right? And of course, that comes into play, and there are plenty of girls that respond really well to that. But leading in the case of this girl was not at all telling her what to do, because right off the bat, she was scared out of her little mind. She was like this, and how leading was defined in this case was that I led myself first, okay? I could tell that she was fretful, I could tell that she was nervous. I simply stayed composed myself, okay? I was just chill and social. I saw this, I didn't care that she was nervous, I thought it was kind of funny. So I led myself first, allowed her space and her time to get back on my track. I showed her a side that she could relate to, okay? So in this case, that's how leading would be defined, not some like dominant, bitch, get on your knees kind of thing, okay? As far as assholeness, I think I described that pretty well, the whole like talking shit at Repo Min and Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker. I really can't stand the idea of that. And like I'd mentioned before, it is your space as a male to have a strong negative idea or opinion about stuff and just express it freely, okay? I mean, you can't just be all unicorns and angels. You've got to be down here talking shit too, man. That's just how it is. I know in the military, we train guys in super harsh scenarios and environments, put them under a lot of stress. I went through a ton of stress myself. And basically what it did is by the time they got to the real job or a real situation, it was cake. They're like, this is fucking easy, right? So by explaining to you some definitions and boundaries to asshole game, you'll be able to use it, okay? And when you're faced with these situations, you'll be like, oh, I've done this before, this isn't a big deal, and you'll stay composed, okay? We're gonna start with opening just because it's pretty much the first thing, right? Yeah. One of my big mentalities, and I try to teach this to students or whatnot, I'm the most important thing that's gonna happen to her tonight. Like, I walk up, like, boom, I'm here, okay? I get to hog her attention. It's not even that I get to hog it, I'm like, yo, you know, this is why you came out tonight. Boot camp with Tyler about 2 months ago. We get in line to this club, we get inside, me and a student pull 2 hotties within 5 minutes of being there. Take him home, I give mine a facial, he gets some resistance, but whatever, he got to learn. You know, I basically got to walk him through LMR, which is pretty fucking awesome. It doesn't happen a lot on boot camps. But he said afterwards, he's like, I can't believe it. He's like, we were there for 5 minutes, what the fuck? And I'm like, dude, why do you think they got all pretty tonight? Why do you think they showed up? Okay, you've got to get in your head what your value is to these chicks. Do you think they want to fucking show it around at a club? They do it 3 times a week. How many times do you think they're gonna meet a guy that'll fuck them, that'll like, you know, just turn them out the way they want to be turned out, okay? This is a new experience, it's savage, it's what they want. This is just a simple biology here. Same thing, I'm here, right? You walk up like that, that's the vibe you project, okay? You get to talk to me simply because I'm standing here. And it's not what I'm saying, it's simply the fact I'm standing here. Okay, a lot of guys get really consumed with this idea, and I'm telling you, I've been through these phases myself where I'm like, what do I say? Come on, brain, think of something awesome and funny to say. And then you start thinking that the value you have towards these girls you're approaching is the funny thing you say, and you're fucking yourself up. Because if you lose sight of the masculine-feminine dynamic going on and simply think the value is coming out of your mouth, you're off in the wrong headspace, and you'll have to work backwards to get to where you want to be. Okay, I like this. It's not a question of if they like it or not. It's just simply biology at work. They want a guy that walks up like, boom, I'm here. That is just, it just hits their biological buttons. Okay, so identify with that mindset. You're aware of it now. You can take steps to get yourself there. Inner game of opening. Okay, emotional independence. You guys know Flawless Natural Tim of RSD? Good buddy of mine. He was the first one where I got to see, like from another person, like I got to watch it, like what this was. It's basically, you know, you look at somebody's face and there's just no emotional like neediness there. Like they don't want a reaction from you at all. There was, you guys know JTR, Jay the Ripper from Casanova. He posted this thread up a couple years ago, and he's like, yeah, I was crossing the street, and I felt the eyes of all the people in the cars watching me. I felt them on me, and it drove me crazy. Like I was being pulled in all these different directions. And I was like, fuck, that's incredible. I'm like, that must be what's going on through the minds of these beginner guys. And then I went out that night and I was like, holy shit, I'm feeling it too. And it made me identify what was going on here. So what I did, and everybody's got their own different ways, is I visually and physically severed those ties so that I remain centered on myself. And that's what allows you to open up, just walk up to a crowded group of girls, the chicks on the dancing on the bar, or you know, basically what you do is you sever your emotional ties to everybody else in the room around you. What does this Pua think of me? What are her female friends going to think of me? What's my buddy going to think? What am I going to think? You know, like, cut that shit off. Stay centered to yourself. Immersion. This is a big one, and it's just something I've just recently been exploring, being able to explain it to you guys. Immersion has a lot to do with your full, undivided focus on the present moment with you and the girl. Okay, so you're not thinking about her girlfriends over here, you're not thinking about your buddies behind you, you are simply immersed in the moment with her. Okay, a lot of stuff comes from that. Eye contact, your vibe, you know, just being present with her. I'd like to talk a lot about Tolly. He'll help you a lot with that, okay? You're talking to a cute girl, nothing else going on. You're simply talking to a girl. You're not trying to raise your poo account. You're not trying to, okay, what does he think about over there? You are simply talking to a cute girl, and there's no outcome dependence. Be in the moment. Okay, that's what that idea of immersion is. I talked about this last year, this last point right here. I love bringing up every point, or every time. Your personal level of excellence dictates your mental level of deservedness that shapes your behavior of entitlement. The thing that's attractive about guys that are good with women is they have a super high level of entitlement. Like they just walk up like, boom, you know, like, hey, what's going on kind of thing. And they grab girls and like, get over here. And they're doing all this stuff because their behavior is one of entitlement, which comes from that deservedness, which comes, you know, your personal level of excellence. Of course, there's other ways to do this, but one big thing is how you live your life. Okay, like say at the gym, you kick ass at the gym, grades at school, your finances, your career, everything you do to your utmost. Therefore, when you walk up to a girl, you're like, right? It's all here. I am it. Okay? This is a super important one. Male-female dynamic. Puatron versus closer. A lot of guys, they walk up to a girl and they go into like this whole like back turn, like can't really look at a girl, and telling you, like, if you want to be inside a girl, you've got to establish the male-female dynamic, okay? Hey man, you guys don't open with words, you open up with eye contact. Whether you're going direct or indirect, your opener is eye contact. Okay, she might see you walk up, she might not. You walk up, you're like, boom, eye contact, yo, what's going on? Okay, that's how you open. If you start thinking I need to come out with some kind of words first, you're fucked. First, just focus.